Erna, in here! Let's hide in here!
Lena!
We are hiding out!
It's over.
Totally
We have to
hiding
go back
out!
to school now. We're gonna get in trouble.
You go back to school!
No, the kids stay here. What is this place?
It's an advertising studio!
Lost now. Lena, there's a security guard.
I don't care about the security guards. Let's hide!
Hi everybody, welcome to the media show. My sister Erna can't be here today because she's a tool and she always stays at school when I come and hang out in the closet. But I've got a friend with me today. This is my friend Blaine Cook, who worked for Twitter at the beginning of Twitter. What was it that you did at Twitter at the beginning?
I built a bunch of stuff that makes it go.
He basically built Twitter, right? So you were your title was what?
Lead developer.
Lead developer,
something
right.
like that.
In the honor of the fact that you worked for Twitter, and we're going to talk about Twitter, we're going to do this entire interview in utterances of 160 characters or less. Okay, Nick, you ready to check and make sure that we're doing this in 160 characters?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. Why is there that limit anyway?
That comes from SMS. So SMS is limited to 160 characters.
SMS, like text
The
messaging.
text
right?
messaging,
Right.
yeah. And
Why is it limited to 160 characters?
because it was a hack that they built onto the cell phone network back in the 80s.
They're going to hack our
And
computers.
No.
No, that's not what you mean by hack.
No.
No, what do you mean by hack?
It's like duct tape.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
a hack means. It's
Yeah.
like duct tape. When you were building Twitter, what was it that you thought people were going to do with it?
I think the original idea was that 16-year-old girls were going to use it a lot and then they could sell ads. I thought that was kind of silly. Originally, I thought Twitter was a pretty dumb idea, actually.
Really? Wow.
I did. And then eventually, it sort of people used it and did all sorts of great things with it.
Like what?
Well, they communicate with their friends, that live long distances apart. And I'm probably way over 160.
That's 160 characters.
This is torture.
That's all you see? Not so easy to talk in only 160 character utterances now, is it?
No.
Or that's just a joke. We're not actually going to do that. Okay, you can go, let him off the hook now. This was all supposed to originally go to people's phones, right? That was why it was
Yeah.
going to be 160 characters. Did people send things to their phones?
People kind of use it on their phones, and I think it's an important part. But it was really when we sort of opened things up and let people use it on the web. Early on, you could use it on IM, and so it was sort of like chatting with a friend, except it was all of your friends.
In that case, why not take away the 160 character limit because it's not on the phone anymore?
If you're reading messages from a bunch of friends, it can be a little bit overwhelming
Right.
to read lots and lots of text. And so if people keep it short, it's better.
What do you think is the most interesting use that you've seen of Twitter so far?
Probably the most interesting is the London Bridge, the Tower Bridge, is on Twitter. It tells you when it's opening and closing. And so if you're in London and you want to see the Tower Bridge open, it'll say, "I'm opening."
Does somebody sit there on the London Bridge? It's like, I'm looking at the bridge. I'm looking at the. Oh, it's opening now. Now it's time for me to tweet. No.
I think it's actually the bridge that tweets. It's signed up for the service.
How does it do that?
It just connects to the web. Bridges can use the web too.
Has it changed how you think about private and public in general?
Definitely. I used to be very private, and you couldn't find me on the internet and all of these sorts of things.
Wow,
even though
really?
I was, yeah.
I mean, because you're really you are the internet, really.
I don't think I'm the internet.
You're from the internet.
I am from the internet.
He's from the internet.
Yeah, at this point.
Ban from the internet.
At this point, I'm almost up to 7,000 followers, and it's a little bit crazy.
Is that intimacy when you have 7,000 followers, really?
Well, I don't follow 7,000 people, so I don't know what
Oh.
they're doing. So
Interesting.
I hope I'm not being intimate with them. But
they follow you, so it's sort of like it's an imbalance. I mean, it's almost like mass media, right?
You'd expect that it would be this really alarming sort of thing that your personal thoughts are going out to lots of people and lots of people can see and sort of interact with your day-to-day life. But it doesn't actually bother me, and it hasn't come up as an issue.
You left Twitter a little while ago. What are you doing now?
I don't like how Twitter and a lot of the other social networks, Facebook and MySpace and all this, are closed, walled gardens. You can't share photos between Facebook and MySpace, for example. You have to have accounts on both. It's hard to move between them, and the reason that they do that is because they sell you ads, and they like to have captive audiences.
But do you think, if they want ads, are they actually going to let you break down the walls in these walled gardens?
Well, I think we've had a lot of examples of this sort of breaking down of walled gardens. Email used to be walled gardens.
Really?
So yeah, 10 or 15 years ago, you couldn't email between AOL and CompuServe.
Ew.
And Hotmail didn't exist, and you couldn't just email anyone. anywhere. It was sort of, you had to sign up and pay money to send emails between people. But other people
Facebook likes their ads.
Facebook likes their ads.
Right.
Yeah.
And Twitter likes their ads.
They don't have ads yet.
My
They're gonna
point
have to-
exactly.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure that out. But I think, you know, one of the things is if you can run your own site, you don't have to have 100 million users. You can have 30 users and just have your friends on the site. And then
Interesting.
then it costs maybe $50 a year to run the site.
Interesting. So you're thinking that what's going to happen when you build this thing that will let different sites interact with each other is that more people will be able to run smaller sites.
Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That means less mass media.
Less mass media.
We dig that! Less mass media! Woo! How fast can you get to Twitter and send a message on Twitter? 1, 2, 3, go! Go, 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 Blaine, go!
It's loading still.
The internet fail.
It's loading.
Internet fail! I'm on the media show as we speak!
The media show. And I'm done.
Yay!
That only took like a minute or two.
It's been really good to have you here. Thanks a lot, Blaine.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah.